boundaries. Enthusiasm, that's why we throw music at them, let them lose it, jazz, get them use it.
What's up, world? It's your boy Drew Marcy, rap coach extraordinaire, leader of the legends, and by the end of this How to Rap video, you're gonna learn exactly why thinking outside of the box, not going with the cliche mainstream story that you have to be from this place or represent this town or even speak this language in order to be a dope MC and have a great journey in this rap industry. That kind of thinking is wrong, and you're gonna learn exactly why, and we're gonna give you a real life example embodied by my homeboy here, Eric with a K, representing Denmark and currently in Los Angeles, out here with me. And we're gonna go through a live example, talk to him a little bit, and talk about outside of the box thinking as far as like, you know, hip hop, language, how to make dope music, and talk a little bit about Eric's journey and also how you can become a doper MC and really understand that you don't have to look a certain part or act a certain way in order to make great music. So without further ado, let's get into it. I'm Drew Morrissey, here with Eric from Denmark, and this is How to Rap.
Packing young minds like a school bus, and you might never see the true us, cause if you look closer you might lose us. We move quantum mechanically with exciting maneuvers. Ain't that true, cause
we are rising above and now we're lifting you up with all that you are. 'Cause we are.
Okay, as we said in the intro in this video, we're going to be talking a lot about how you can make great music. You can be from anywhere in the world, literally, and make dope hip-hop. But first, let's just give a quick introduction to the homie Eric here representing Denmark. Tell us a little bit about how you first started in music, you know, what's your style of MCing, all that good stuff.
Well, just started by being influenced by the open-mindedness of actually being able to speak your mind through rapping when I was like 11 years old, and that was both in Danish and in English. And after that I started learning other languages. I speak 4 languages now and learning other languages also, and I've always done that through rapping because that's the most interesting part of the language, I think. It's like the sports of languages. So I listened to the dopest MCs from Germany, guys like Absolute Beginner, and the best MCs from Spain, Nach, El Choyin, people out there from the countries, they will know them. But of course also the best MCs from Denmark, people like Clemens and
Eric
from the US. There's, of course, it originated in the US, so that's where a lot of people look towards. But we live in 2016 and you're not limited by your geographical position anymore. You got the internet rolling 20 years now. And that's why I made my latest album in English, and it's called No Boundaries, because there's really no need to be bound by these old boxes.
Okay, so that's an interesting point there. You talked a lot about being influenced by rappers from around the world, but also you've already done music in other languages. So, you know, in English, this is your first project in English. And, you know, talk to me a little bit about your process as an MC. What changed? What stays the same for you as you're transitioning into other languages when you're spitting for folks out there in your creative process?
For me, it was definitely always about making dope rhymes. And in the beginning, I was all about dope rhymes. I was just sitting in my room as a teenager making 8-syllable rhymes, and I thought I was the king of the world because of the rhymes. And then I came out, performed on stages, and I saw that, okay, it's not about rhymes, it's about the vibes that you can convey through the speakers of that venue where you play. So I'm getting more and more vibe focused. So in the end, you can make dope music with actually nonsense lyrics. If you want to go all the way there, you can say and make that sound good. But I like to convey a message at the same time, and that's the golden icing on the cake of rap, that you can put really important messages through that too. So that's why some of the contents of my latest EP, No Boundaries, is all about freeing your your mind. So what we're talking about right now. So
Sometimes I feel like zigzagging in a labyrinth, battling words, scrabbling, keeping mistakes from rehabbing and traveling, I gotta progress. Keep struggling so we can survive this.
So you perform technically around the world already. Are there any differences you notice or anything you could tell for folks that might be a little nervous to step up on the stage, or maybe they've only done a show in one venue or one particular type of town? Anything you've noticed that, you know, you take with you all the way throughout your performances and throughout the places you've done your music?
that's a good question. I mean, wow, I'm definitely gonna say the most important thing one could do if you only played like 1 or 2 venues is get out and play 25 other venues, because then you'll get perspective of what's actually working. You might show up at a venue and think because you got this new fresh looking cap, that's why people are looking at you. But if you play 100 shows after that, you'll see, okay, it wasn't about the clothes, it was about that you felt energetic and you felt as on top when you were wearing the cap, which all comes back to conveying the good vibes. So yeah, my main advice would be get as much shows under the belt as possible in different situations. Also, I played at like galleries, art galleries, and also big venues with 1,000 people in a discotheque. It could be a lot of different situations, but the more you try, the more you get under the belt. The more experience you have.
All right, dope. Well, you know, I understand. Obviously, the vibes are crucially important. No matter where you are, we're all hip hop. We're all hip hop heads. We all love the rhythm. We all love the energy of the culture and the music. So, you know, kind of wrapping up, where do you see not only your own career, you know, and I definitely want to hear that as well, but also hip hop and global hip hop and rap, you know, 5-10 years down the road? You know, where do you see everything going as a person that's rapped in other languages, that's performed around the world, and, you know, has a bright future ahead of you and all that?
Well, I definitely see rapping being a more and more influential, more and more important way to speak your mind, and just a voice for everybody that feels suppressed in any way. That's why it's universal, because it came from the Bronx, it came from black people in the 70s who felt like they were oppressed by some sort of society that didn't recognize them. But in 2016, it's much more than that. It could give a voice to anybody that feels like they want to rebel against a power that they don't understand. And the way I take my take on that is just rebel against whatever's holding your mind down, because in the end, that's what's going to set you free. If somebody tells you you can't do anything, fuck that. Go home, write those 48 killer bars and spit it in their faces. And you will feel so much more liberated after that. And that's what we're seeing all over the world. So combined with extremely interesting new and innovative visuals, that's definitely going to keep hip-hop and rap as a genre on top the next 10-20 years.
All right, dope, man. Well, you heard it here first, as I used to say in MTV back in the day. Yeah, you know, a lot of good information here. You can take away a real live living example in Eric. Of course, go check his music. Of course, go check out How to Rap and the Exclusive Group, and all of us are working really hard to make this a real, not only global movement, but a movement that is about real people with real stories that feel the same level of vibe and energy and passion for the culture and the music as you do watching right here. And as you can see, you don't have to be limited by language. You don't have to be limited by location. You don't have to be limited by whatever stereotype or box you think you have to be in. You know, coming from my homeboy here from Denmark, me being from Philly, and now we're both out here in Los Angeles. I mean, that alone says all you need to hear. So that being said, we're gonna head out right now. As always at the end of these videos, hopefully this helps. If you haven't watched this before, be sure to subscribe. Be sure to check out Eric's new EP, of course, No Boundaries.
No Boundaries.
We're going to be putting all the info in the video description box below. We'll be cutting in some of the great music and some of the videos so you can see. And yeah, be sure to be following us and keep up with that. But no matter what, I want you to, at the end of this video, and go home today basically thinking, all right, there are no limits. There are no boundaries to the possibilities you have in this game, in music, in hip hop, and hopefully we can be living examples of that. So thank you again to Eric,
Thank you.
and we'll see you soon.
Stay strong.
Peace.
Baby,